Chapter 3, 180. Slaughtering Rank. 5. Translator. Chibi General Editor. Chibi General. A battle between dogs ended. Steel Armor Dog Group's defense is so strong. The Rank 5 demonic goo master, Kumo, had several hundred steel armor dogs around him, feeling extremely pleased. The steel armor dogs had thick leather armor, black and heavy, like steel. In the King Quan inheritance, it had the greatest defense among dogs for the first 50 rounds. Just earlier, Kumo controlled the dog groups and had a victorious battle. His battle result was outstanding, using the dog enslavement goo to recruit a Jade Eye Dog King. This Jade Eye Dog King was not only a 100-beast king, it also had a wild goo worm that was effective against the yin dogs. Last time I failed because of the yin dogs. Ordinary dogs cannot hit these formless bodies. With the Jade Eye Dog King, I have no fear now. This was only the 18th round of the King Quan inheritance, and Kumo already had a Dog King and a large number of steel armor dogs. He was after all a rank 5 goo master. He had amazing methods. At the same time, his luck this time was great. King Quan inheritance was like this. It was the one which required luck the most among the 3 inheritances. If you start out well, your advantages will snowball and make it easier to pass the middle and later stages. Last time I only got to the 68th round. I am too embarrassed to speak of such a result. This time I got lucky and had such a great start. But I cannot be complacent. Tai Mu Bai chose King Shin inheritance this time. I heard that previously he got to over 80 rounds. Thinking of Timu Bai, Kumo's heart became heavy. He knew that if he fought alone, he was not Timu Bai's match. Thus, when he chose the inheritance, he purposely avoided Timu Bai and chose the King Quan inheritance. The truth is, among the 3 inheritances, King Shin inheritance was the easiest to get through for the first few rounds. The Goo Master can disrupt the hairy men with words and win without a fight. This shortcut method was obviously spread out by Fang Yin. Kumo thought about it for a while before collecting his thoughts and decided to use his time to continue advancing through the rounds. Just at this moment, before him, space tore open and an unfamiliar young man appeared. "Hey, who is it?" Kumo was shocked. He had tried the 3 Kings inheritance many times. He had a clear understanding of it, but this scene had happened before him, causing him to be stunned in disbelief. The person was naturally Fang Yuan. He heard Kumo shouting and laughed. "Who is it? The person who wants your life?" Saying so, he activated Golden Dragon Goo. The Golden Dragon appeared, roaring. Its dragon whiskers swayed with the wind as its dragon eyes stared fiercely, brandishing its 4 fearsome claws. Kumo saw this and almost peed his pants. He screamed in disbelief. "How can this be? How can you use any goo? How is this possible?" Moments before death, he shuddered and activated his goo worms hurriedly. But he got no response. Roar! Golden Dragon came attacking, scratching and almost smashing his entire upper body. And the great Kumo, an expert of a generation, an old demonic powerhouse, died just like this. When he died, he did not even manage to use his token. Of course, with the land spirit's manipulation, even if he used the token, there would be no effect. Golden Dragon Goo attacks really fiercely, but the handling is so rough I cannot control it meticulously. Fang Yuan recalled the attack. He had wanted to just smash Kumo's skull, but he ended up destroying his entire upper body, slightly shocking him. Thankfully, the aperture was near the stomach and did not get destroyed. Fang Yuan walked forward, his mind entering the aperture, and started to loot it. Kumo had 8 goo worms, but only 1 rank 5 goo, called Soft Bones Goo. It was very despicable. This goo could turn the bones of any life form soft within a radius of 25 kilometers. Even if Fang Yuan turned his bones into essence iron bones, he would still be affected, and his bones would turn soft eventually. By then, Fang Yuan would have no way to fight back. Without his skeleton to support him, he would be like a paralyzed man, lying on the ground. His intestines would squeeze together, and his blood vessels and muscles would clog one another. Even without any external attacks, before long he would die from this. As for his other 7 gu, they were all rank 4. These gu all had to do with the bone path and were not particularly good ones. It's a pity. I do not know much about the bone path. The most I can do is scratch the surface of it. If I inherit this set of gu worms, the battle strength I can display would not be half of Kumo. I should keep it for now. Fang Yuan assessed in his mind. At Kumo's level, the gu set he created was completely customized for himself, using his battle style, his understanding of the bone path, and his understanding towards battles and gu masters. Fang Yuan was most skilled in the blood path. In his previous life, he benefited from the Blood Sea inheritance and used the blood path to start his conquest. He had a deep understanding of the blood path. If Kumo was a blood path gu master, the situation would be different. After taking Kumo's gu worms, Fang Yuan used the beast strength placenta gu and devoured his aperture. After receiving nutrients, beast strength placenta gu grew a little again. Its concrete surface had a thin layer of luster, and the surface was smoother, like poorly made porcelain. It was a pity for Kumo, a great expert born as a lone cultivator, slogging it out alone his whole life. He had many encounters and opportunities in his life, and together with his hard work, after experiencing great hardships, he reached this level. Eventually he died, and all his hard work and fruits of his labor became Fang Yuan's loot. A great rank 5 gu master fell from the apex, becoming Fang Yuan's stepping stone. Too bad the dog enslavement gu can't be taken back. If not, these dogs would be mine to manipulate too. Fang Yuan looked at the dogs as he sighed, vanishing on the spot. A battle was ongoing intensely. Wu Gui manipulated the chrysanthemum Akita dogs, fighting and entangling with a large pack of lightning symbol dogs. Chrysanthemum. Akita dogs were a type of dog with great unity. The greater their numbers, the greater their strength. But Wu Gui was unlucky. He had only 40 or so chrysanthemum Akita dogs. He placed these dogs at the front line as he concentrated in controlling them. The chrysanthemum. Akita dogs were fighting a lightning symbol dog pack 5 times their sizes. They were all injured but not dead. The exquisite combination and cooperation showed Wu Gui's exemplary talent in enslaving beasts. Wu Gui had become an enslavement path gu master many years ago, but eventually, because of a lack of resources, he had to change paths. Swoosh! Fang Yuan suddenly appeared behind Wu Gui. Wu Gui was spending all his effort controlling the chrysanthemum Akita dogs. He did not sense Fang Yuan's arrival. If it was during normal times, he would use an investigative gu, and once Fang Yuan appeared, he would get attacked immediately. But in this gu immortal blessed land, he was just an ordinary person, only able to control dog enslavement gu and some others. All the body modifications on him were also completely restricted. Of course, it was also due to Wu Gui concentrating deeply on the dog battle. And Fang Yuan did not trash talk. He waved his hand and a bone spike flew out. Poochie! A crisp sound and a long spear-like bone spike pierced Wu Gui's heart as the sharp pointy tip stabbed into the ground. Wu Gui's pupils shrunk to pin size as he was completely stunned and confused at this fatal attack. Who tried to kill me? He opened his mouth and fresh blood oozed out like a river. He slowly turned around, trying desperately to see the culprit's face. But unfortunately, he lost all signs of life when he turned halfway. Wu Gui's body collapsed like a pile of mud, hanging on the bone spike. This demonic expert, who was even more senior than Timu Bai, famous 200 years ago, had died as well. When he died, his eyes were staring wide, trying to see who was his murderer. But this simple wish was not granted. The great Wu Gui died with a grievance. After he died, the chrysanthemum Akita dogs, who lost their master's manipulation, immediately got engulfed by the lightning symbol dogs. These lightning symbol dogs howled as they pounced on Fang Yuan. Roar! Fang Yuan waved his hand as the golden dragon appeared again, slaughtering all these lightning symbol dogs who did not know better. Fang Yuan quickly came to Wu Gui's corpse, doing the same thing again, keeping his gu worms, then feeding his aperture to the beast strength placenta gu. Wu Gui had 1 rank 5 gu. It was oval and black, like a Yuhua stone one, but the surface had 7 white markings, and it looked extremely peculiar and dark. It was the pitch black goo. Once the goo is activated, it would ooze out black smoke. Any goo worms below rank 6 would get contaminated by the black smoke and receive various degrees of sealing, losing their abilities. As for his other goo worms, there were 8 to 9, all rank 4. But they were mixed among different paths and were a mess, unlike Kumo and Timubai's complete goo set. These are Wu Gui's goo worms. Although they can form into a set, they are not a complete set. The reason why he can roam the southern border is mostly due to the pitch black goo. Undeniably, pitch black goo is an extremely useful rank 5 goo. Fang Yuan was extremely happy to have obtained it. He kept the pitch black goo into his aperture, but placed the rest of the rank 4 goo into his pocket. His aperture already had many goo worms. Among them, he had 5 rank 5 goo worms and many rank 4 goo. This was placing a lot of pressure on his aperture. Mostly importantly, it was due to the spring-autumn cicada. This rank 6 goo was recovering, and it was emitting great pressure on Fang Yuan's aperture. The flow of time in the Blessed Land is 3 times out the outside world, accelerating spring-autumn cicada's recovery. I have to race against time, quickly refining the second aperture goo. With the second aperture, I would be able to relieve the pressure spring-autumn cicada is giving me. To Fang Yuan, the situation was extremely rushed. He did not only want to refine the second aperture goo, he also wanted to guard against this major threat, the spring-autumn cicada. Towards the end of the refinement, the Blessed Land would be full of flaws, and after connecting to the outside world, he might receive the group attack of many goo masters. By then, the land spirit would be weak and powerless. It would be useless, and Fang Yuan would be in the most danger during that period. Refining the second aperture goo. The closer we get to the end, the tougher it gets, especially that final step. I need to use the divine travel goo. I will need to focus and concentrate. My body would be in huge danger. Wu Gui's demise was the best lesson to Fang Yuan. He had to guard against such situations. But his situation was slightly different. I have another chess piece. That is Bai Ning Bing. Hey. She used the poison Vao goo before. She can be trusted. It seems that towards the end, I will need her to protect me. Thinking so, Fang Yuan vanished and appeared before Bai Ning Bing. Fang Yuan, how did you get here so suddenly? Bai Ning Bing looked at Fang Yuan, shocked and suspicious.